So you've seen the video player in Paragon and you're wondering, how can I power this up? Well, I'm going to show you exactly how, and it starts with going to videoframe.io and making an account there. Once you're in, you can grab this video holder component. And I'm just going to go back to overlay. Yep, overlay layer, paste it in, delete this other video, make sure it's centered. Now I'm just going to wrap it in a stack, hit Shift A to make sure it's hugging it, center it again, go back to the video frame component, and then I'm going to set the width and the height both to fill. Now that that's going to change the stack that it's wrapped in to both fixed, where before it was auto, so I'm just going to lock the aspect ratio and change the height, or the width, sorry, to 80%. And that's going to make sure that it's always taking up 80%. It's never going to be too big for our screen, and it's never going to be too small for our screen. So that's pretty good. We'll just leave it like that. Now, I'm just going to do a really simple design just to keep things short. But if you want something more in depth, we've got other videos you can watch, and I'll put one in the top right for you now, so you can watch that if you want. Cool. So I'm just going to go back to video frame. I'll start with a progress bar. And I'm just going to draw a frame. This is going to be our control bar. I'll make sure it's always 10 pixels from the left, 10 pixels from the right, and 10 from the bottom. I'll paste in our progress bar. Yep, I'm just going to name this what I call a control bar. I'm going to change the color to gray. I'll make it this gray 400, like that. Maybe I'll just give it a little bit of radius, maybe 10. Maybe that's a little bit too much. 8, that's fine. I'm going to grab this progress bar, and it's absolute. We can't actually change it to relative right now because this control bar is a frame, but we want it to be a stack. So let's add some layout, and you can see it automatically goes to the middle. I'm going to grab this progress bar, change the width to fill, and then the height of this control bar I'm going to switch to fit. Now that doesn't really work for us. That's a little bit too thin. So let's give it some padding. I'm going to give it maybe 12 or 15 pixels of padding, and that should be okay. Now let's check these settings. It goes horizontal, that's how we want it. The distribution doesn't really matter too much, and the alignment, it's set to fit, so that doesn't matter too much. Cool, so that's how we want it. Let's keep the gap at 10. Let's go back to video frame, grab a play button. We need one of those. Okay, so that's a bit big. Let's change the height back to 40 because that's huge. Maybe even smaller. Let's check. Maybe let's switch it to like 20. Let's just switch it to 20. And let's make the top padding. Maybe let's switch this top and bottom padding to 10. So that's a bit better. We looked a bit funny just before. I'm going to change the icon size to 15. Maybe we'll make it just a tiny little bit bigger. Or maybe I'll switch that to 18 and 24. Okay, so we're just playing around trying to find something that we like here. I think that that's pretty good. Now, just seeing what else we might need. I'm going to grab a video time label. Okay, so I ran into a bit of a technical issue. Don't worry, just make sure, we'll probably fix it before then, but just make sure you don't click this one. Click here, just click the actual button itself, and that'll grab the right component for you. So I'm just going to paste it in. That's going to give me the video time label. And I'm just going to get 2 of those. So I'll put one on the left and one on the right. This one's going to be the duration, And this one's going to be the current time. So with the duration as well, I'm just going to make that white. Do we have a white one here? Cool. So it should look like that. Now, what else would I like? I'm going to maybe look and see definitely a full screen mode and then a volume control, and then that'll be everything. So if I just paste that in, perfect. And then last thing, what was it? Volume control, I'll grab that one. So I might just put it after the video time label, just like that. And I'm also going to make it smaller. I might make it just 100 or maybe even 120, so we've got a little bit more room to work with here. Cool. So from this point, we can start changing and customizing things the way that we'd like. So I'm going to change the line. I want the amount that it's played to be this electric green to fit the rest of the template. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to make it consistent. Yep. So as you can see, you can pretty much customize anything you want. You can go back and grab any of these other extra buttons, picture in picture, skip forwards and backwards. The last thing I want to do is head over to the overlay on the phone. And we can see it doesn't really work. So I'm just going to substitute some of these things out. We don't really need to see the duration. We don't necessarily need full screen because it's already covering most of the screen. I'm going to select the stack here and change it to 90%. And then let's see if we can just make this a tiny little bit smaller even. It's not 100. Let's switch it down to like 5. And then let's change this to 10. 10, just so we've got more room here. In fact, I might even get rid of that there. So we've just got the play button and we can scrub through, and that's probably everything we need. Cool. So again, you can customize yours however you like. You don't just have to copy mine exactly. If you still need more help, check out the video in the description, and good luck.